Right, welcome to the diamondmounter channel. I'm Chris Bilton, I'm a jeweller from the UK. I was professional jeweller full-time for over 20 years, like nearly 23 odd years. And then I just quit and then moved to Japan with my Japanese wife. So now we're raising our family over here. So now I'm not an employed jeweller anymore. I'm using my skill and my time here to make jewellery making instructional videos. So welcome, I hope you find something useful. Today's a quick one. Regular viewers and subscribers may have noticed I'm not uploading as often as I used to, and apologies for that. Just sometimes other stuff gets in the way and stops me being able to do it. It's only ever a part-time thing for me doing this, but I would prefer to be uploading more often. So again, I feel like time's getting on since my last upload, so I'm just going to do a quick one today. And the subject is these magnification little magnifying glasses. We call them loupes, typically for jewellers. Times 10 magnification. This is good for, I use mine all the time for mounting. Like if you look through my other videos, I'm always checking my work, solder joints and stuff. It's a good decent magnification to really see closely what's going on with stuff. I remember customers used to come into the shop and we'd be trying to sell them something and they want to have a closer look, which is fair enough. We'd offer them one of these 10 times loupes, and you forget when you use them all the time, you just use them really naturally. But when you first pick up one of these and try to look at something through it, it's quite awkward, it's quite difficult to know what to do. Like customers would pick it up and they'd be like holding a ring in their finger and they'd be like, oh yeah, that's good, that's good. And you know they're not looking at it properly. So just out of embarrassment, they're just sort of pretending they can see it. So you have to say, hold it in your finger and a thumb, with your thumbnail, put it against the bridge of your nose in between your eyes. This works really well for me, but I've got quite a tall bridge, so some people it might not work, but most customers got on all right with it once we explained to use it this way. So yeah, holding it like that, I would put my nail against the bridge of my nose, and that holds the loupe the same distance from your eye, no matter what. So then it's just a case of bringing the piece closer and closer until it's in focus, which is usually about 1 inch. Yeah, about 1 inch focal point. So that's it. Because without doing that, people they don't really understand whether that's got to be closer or it's got to be closer to their eyes, so they end up adjusting both distances at the same time and getting nowhere. So one has got to be constant. Yeah, the focal point's about 1 inch, and then putting your thumbnail in between your eyes on your nose is just a good way of holding it still. And there you go, very quickly find the focal point. I believe this is something I've mentioned on the channel before, it might have been in one of my old Golden Nuggets videos. The watchmaker's eyeglass, these are times 2. And I like these. I'm the only jeweller amongst all the people I've worked with. I'm the only person that ever used these quite often. But I think they're good, because if you've done like, this is an experimental thing I was just working on. Say I wanted to check like the accuracy, make it all lined up nicely. 10 times 10 is too close. It's too zoomed in. It's nice to come back a little bit and look at a whole piece, but still magnified. So these are really good. They're really clear, really big, so you can see a lot. And I think they're really ideal for checking measurements, like when you're trying to line something up really perfectly. Sometimes I've got stuff set up and it's just soldered. It's just nice to just sort of hold that, much easier to use than the times 10. And I find them useful, so I do recommend you get one of these for working with. And obviously watchmakers use them, they hold it in their eye or whatever and they work with it, which is something I have done in the past, like practicing setting stuff. Or when I've had to be really ultra accurate, doing a bit of rubber wheeling, like really important. I didn't touch a stone, but I had to get a scratch off a claw or something. I would hold this in my eye and literally hold it right in front of my face, just go zip, 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 like that. Useful. Clever people will just buy these binocular things, whatever they're called, and just wear them and be magnified all the time. But I'm nervous of doing that. I don't want my eyes to become lazy. I've got good eyesight, and I think it's partly due to the fact that I work my eyes a lot. But being respectful of my vision, so I don't look at things too closely for too long. If my eyes start to hurt or get tired, I will, the bright lights here as well, that might be causing tiredness to my eyes. So just look at something dark, look at the floor, look out the window at something far away, just give your eyes a bit of rest, not just too much of one thing is always going to be bad for them. And it seems to be working. I've got like over 20 years in this job and my eyesight's still good. I'm sure it's not as good as it was when I was a teenager, but it's no problems at all. This is optional, but I find them useful, but you've got to have this if you're a jeweller. For looking at stones, you can just about see a code on the edge of a diamond, like GIA laser etch their diamonds with their GIA code, so the certificate matches the stone. I think you need a times 20 for that. And times 20 are even harder to use than these, but you can get them. Sometimes the writing on those diamonds can be quite big. Sometimes it's so tiny, like you can't believe how small they've got it. And even with a times 20, can be difficult to read. And that's how difficult it is. It's times 20, yeah, you've got to really be precise, hold it exactly the right distance. It's impossible to do that and read a long code and keep putting it down and writing a little bit and then checking it again, trying to find the code. Because you can't just go straight to the code, you've got to maneuver the diamond around a little bit, trying to find it. They're so small. So in that instance, what we used to do, one person would just get the diamond, times 20 loop. They would look at the code, read the code, while someone else writes it down. That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, you're just constantly picking up, putting it down. Unless you just read the whole code and memorize it, if you're that clever. But you're still going to need to double check it, I would recommend. Because diamonds are expensive. You don't want to make mistakes on the cert codes and stuff. Okay, see if we can show you this. Got the old Japanese catalogue out. I want to do a video on this catalogue. There's some mad stuff in here you might find interesting if you're into jewellery stuff. So it's a bit difficult to hold this page open and show you nicely. Also, that is the shadow of a cat sat nearby. So apologies for that. Yeah, these are times 10. Some of these are beautiful, look at that. Quite expensive though, like 50 quid. This is cool. Steinhell. That sounds very German, but then this says made in Japan there, so I don't know what's going on here. But quite expensive. Times 20 achromatic lens. 15mm lens. Yeah, times 20 magnification. You're going to need these for reading codes on the edges of diamonds and really looking into like gemstones. You're really looking for inclusions when you're grading diamonds and stuff. You've got to look in closely. It's a small one and a big one. I don't know what's going on there. Carton achromatic lens. I mean, my one's so old and it was cheap anyway, so I wouldn't mind treating myself to one of these. These look quite nice. So yeah, you can see this one here has got a LED built into it, and the one, this has reminded me of one we used to use a lot at work. It had a UV light built into it, so you can check the fluorescence levels on diamonds. Diamonds with a lot of fluorescence, they're cheaper. They don't look. You can't see the fluorescence with the naked eye. They do come across, when it's quite bad, they come across as a bit cloudy when you look into them. So it does sort of show. And you go to a nightclub or something where they've got ultraviolet lights, if nightclubs still exist in 2021. Yeah, your diamonds like glow up like bright blue. It's quite a fun thing to see, but it's not a good thing when you're trying to sell an expensive diamond. I do remember an instance of a lady bringing back a pair of big expensive diamond earrings she bought. I think they were 22,000, and that was a good sale. So my boss was happy, but then over the weekend she phoned up like complaining about one of the diamonds. We were like, oh god, what's going on? So she said promised to come back, bring it in next week. So we thought, trying to think what could possibly be wrong with them, but she had noticed something we didn't notice. One of the stones did look a bit cloudy in certain lights. It looked worse in natural light. In artificial light, which is obviously where we were in our shop and in the workshop and stuff, didn't seem sharp as much, but outside in natural light, one definitely looked more cloudy, so we had to replace a diamond for her. Alright, we've got here. So next page. Yeah, look, you can see the talking about the fluorescence there. So that's obviously got that built-in loop. Times 10. Got the white light. These are all pretty standard ones. I mean, they're all just the same thing, different shapes. It's just whatever you like the look of, really. I don't think there's anything really madly different about them. Eyeglasses, I assume you can get these in all different things. There's some wooden ones. Have you ever seen a wooden eyeglass before? Right, this looks pretty cool. What's that? 60 times LED. These are cool little things. I assume you just put a stone down and just look through it. And then this is clear, so it'll let light in around it. It's probably got built-in light as well, I think that one has. They're quite cool little things. And this one at the bottom, I've seen something just like that. There's a bookshop that was, I think it had like a sale corner. They had these like in the toy section. They look really good. But yeah, like times 100 or something it said on it. And I thought, I'm going to buy that. I didn't have my wallet on me at the time, but I really wanted that. It just reminded me now. I might go back and try and get it. It'd just be a fun thing to look at stones through. Like, I don't really know. I'm not a gemologist. I don't really know what I'm looking for. but it's always interesting to see really close-up things. Next page, more magnifications. All good stuff, like the visors. These you see all the time. Everyone's got these. Some fancy looking ones there. None of them are expensive though. They're quite expensive. Goes on and on. Don't get these in English catalogues. They really go for it in Japan. There's loads of everything. All right, okay, that's enough. Still going on. All right, enough with the proper microscopes now. Okay, Japan, enough. All right, okay, here we go. So there you go, I'll end it there. Yeah, loops. Definitely have a times 10 loop. If you've got to have one, have everything you've seen in the catalogue and on my bench. If there's just one you've got to have, it's the 10 times loop. You use it. Really useful for mounting, really useful for stones, useful, helpful to customers, and yeah, something you've got to have, I think. So thank you for joining me again today. Bit of a quick video. I'm trying to get more time to do more videos. It's been a bit difficult last month, so I haven't really got many new things finished, but I think over the next few weeks I'll have more opportunities to make more videos, so I'm going to work hard and get them done when I can. New patrons, got a few this month. Thank you guys. Apologies, I'm about to butcher your names now. Dennis Grunder, we've got Brian Guarano, Jill Ruston, Magdalena Nem, Angie Poole, Claudia B, Asa Lundin O'Connell, and Leslie. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate you becoming patrons. I've sent you all private messages to say thank you already. So as promised, you get your shout out on the channel. New patrons get to see all future YouTube videos on the diamondmounter videos 2 weeks before they come out live to the public on YouTube. And also they get access to all the full instructional guides. So people are welcome to contact me as well and ask for a bit of advice on making things, or a bit of trouble they got making a piece, and I'll just offer some advice. Like posting each other stuff across the world. It's quite nice. I'm quite enjoying it. But anyway, yeah, right. I hope you liked the video, and yeah, please click like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and see you. Hope you join me again for the next video. Thanks. Bye.